Okay, guys, we are going to see how to resolve stoichiometry problems. These problems are basically when we need to calculate something. We need to calculate masses or moles or sometimes even volumes of different compounds, and which are the compounds that we are going to react in which quantity and so. So in this case, it says that the problem is asking us for how many grams of sodium sulfate of this one will be formed if we start with 200 grams of sodium hydroxide. And it says that if we have an excess of sulfuric acid, means that the one that is going to run out first is the sodium hydroxide, so we don't have to even take care of the sulfuric acid. When it says in excess, we make all the calculations based in the other one, in this case in the sodium hydroxide. So the first thing that we need to know is, we need to calculate, is which are the masses that actually react, which is the ratio that are going to react based on this equation that we have here. So we need to calculate the molar masses for each of these compounds and actually take in consideration the coefficients in this case. So the first thing is calculating the molar mass of sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide has sodium, oxygen, and hydrogen. The atomic mass of sodium is 23, the oxygen is 16, and the hydrogen is 1. So since we have one of each one, that is a total of 40 atomic mass units. So 1 mole of sodium hydroxide is going to be equal to 40 grams. So since we have 2 moles, we are going to have 80 grams of sodium hydroxide. Now the same thing we need to calculate for the sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid has 2 hydrogens, and that is going to be a total of 2. The 1 sulfur is 32, and 4 oxygens, that is going to be 16 times 4, that is 64. In total, we are going to have 98, means that 98 grams is 1 mole of the sulfuric acid. So I put here 98 grams of sulfuric acid. This one is going to give me 2 moles of water. Each mole of water is 16 plus 2, which is 18, times 2 is 36. So 36 grams is going to be the 2 moles of water. And the sodium sulfate has two sodiums, which is 46. 1 sulfur, that is 32, and 4 oxygens, which is going to be again 64. That makes a total on 142 grams per mole. So this is 142 grams per mole. We have to take care of the masses that have to be exactly the same amount on the left of the arrow, meaning the reactants, and the same mass of the products, which are on the right of the arrow. Now that we have all the masses and they are balanced, we can begin doing our calculations. Our calculations were going to be basically doing the writing the question in the form of a fraction. In this case, how many grams of sodium sulfate will be obtained with 200 grams of sodium hydroxide. So again, same as always, we're going to put the same units, grams of sodium, I missed it 2 here, sodium sulfate, and here we are going to put grams of sodium hydroxide. Where are we going to get these numbers here and here? Those numbers are going to be coming from the equation that we have here. So in this case, we have the 80 grams, which is going to be here, and also we have the 142 grams, which is going to be here. So We are going to put 142 grams here and 80 grams here. Now, once we have that, we can cancel the grams of sodium hydroxide. And remember that we put these units only for us to know which are the units here. We cannot cancel them. So in this case, X will be equals to 142 times 200 divided by 80. And the units will be grams of sodium sulfate. So X will be 355 grams of sodium sulfate. And that would be it. So we are going to make like this will be our answer. As simple as that.